Hi everybody, welcome back and thank you for joining us on Garden to Table Bliss. Today we will be making a chicken stir fry with a little bit of leftover chicken thighs and some vegetables that we have pulled from the garden. Today we'll be using some of our spring onions from the garden, green cauliflower, heirloom carrots, as well as celery, mushrooms, orange bell pepper, a little ginger, garlic, our leftover chicken thighs, and some frozen brown rice and a couple eggs to put on top. We will be also using pure sesame oil, liquid amino acids, and organic soy sauce. First I'm going to cut our celery on a bias. You can either use a knife or you can use a Japanese mandoline. Next I'm going to julienne our orange bell peppers. For the julienne peppers, I have already cleaned out the rib meat and just left them into little squares. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut. Very simple. Make sure you pull your fingers back so you don't cut it by accident. And especially if you're not experienced in cutting, this is where people usually cut themselves because they're not paying attention. So I'm just going to cut them into little strips. Little matchsticks, I guess you can say. Like to keep all your vegetables uniform. It makes it easier for cooking to make everything same consistency and same bite. When cutting mushrooms, trim off the ends of the stems, turn on top, and just cut in quarters. For the carrots, we'll go ahead and use the Japanese mandoline. I like this because it gives them nice little matchsticks, as you can see. On to cleaning our cauliflower florets. This cauliflower bloomed a little bit more than we wanted to. Normally it's a little bit compact, but it's still fine. I'm gonna go ahead and save this because we can make a nice soup with this. We can make a puree. Next we're gonna move on to the garlic. I like to smash the garlic first and then go at it. Make sure you don't have any of your fingers down because when you're moving it so fast up and down and you're rocking your knife, you will cut them off. That is going to be a given. Now to clean in the ginger, you can go ahead and get the spoon and just scrape. Once your ginger is clean, we're going to go ahead and cut it into strips. So first we're going to cut it into small slices. Then we'll layer it on top of each other and go back the other way, get into strips. And then after that, we are going to go ahead and get them into small pieces, basically the same size as our garlic. So just go ahead and put them all towards the same direction. Make sure your fingers are pulled back. Knife against your knuckles. Use it kind of a guardrail. Next we're going to blanch our vegetables. Make sure your water is salted. So we're going to add a little bit of sea salt. And stir it around with the strainer. When I blanch, I always do light color vegetables till your darkest color vegetables. So we're going to go ahead and add our celery in. Let that go probably for about 30 seconds to about a minute. A few more seconds, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it into the ice bath. Like I said, I have a strainer here to make it easy so it doesn't mix around into the pot of water and also mix around with the ice, and you can pull it out easy. So go ahead and just put it in there real quick. Mix it around with your fingers. Make sure it gets nice and cool. And then we'll move on to our next vegetable, which I'll be doing carrots, and then I'll be moving on to the peppers, and then finally our cauliflower. Next is our peppers. Since it's the last that we're going to be using the water for blanching, I'm just going to put all the cauliflower into it and use tongs to remove it out. We're going to go ahead and try one, see how it is. Perfect. Still has a nice little bite. When we throw it into the stir fry, you're going to bring it up to temperature, and it should be done very quickly. So I'm going to add this to our ice bath. And then we're going to move this back over to our prep area. Put this water into the sink, and I'm going to bring up some more water so we can do our poached eggs after we're done stir frying. So one of the last things we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and cut our green onions, our scallions, so we can go ahead and garnish our plate when we're done with it. So we're going to cut our onions on a very steep bias. And then we're going to place them in some ice water. And you're going to see what effect the ice water does to them. It makes them curl up, so it gives them a cool little garnish to your plate. You'll be surprised what ice water does to a lot of vegetables, a lot of greens. Alright guys, looks like we're done prepping all our ingredients. In case you missed anything, I'm going to go ahead and go over all of our ingredients again so you can rewind to any point of the video. So here we have our minced garlic and ginger in the same bowl because we're going to introduce them into the pan at the same time. Here we have our Blanch carrots, our quartered mushrooms, our julienne-ish matchstick peppers. We have our celery that's cut on a bias, eggs for poaching at the end. Here is our green cauliflower. Here is our chopped green onion, so we can go ahead and put them in at the same time that we do our ginger and garlic, excuse me. And then here are our green onions that we put into ice water, and you can see how they curl up. We also have our leftover chicken here. We have chicken thighs and some brown rice. So I put on the pan nice and hot. I added a little bit of sesame oil, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our ginger and garlic to it. We're gonna saute a little bit. Make sure you release the aromatics from it. You should be able to smell it when it's ready. It's gonna turn a nice little golden brown color. Starting to smell really good here. You got the ginger, you got garlic. Starting to turn color like I told you guys. So it looks like it's good. After this, we're gonna go ahead and add our mushrooms. You're gonna let these go for a little bit. You don't wanna eat raw mushrooms, so just mix that up with your ginger and garlic. And let this go. It'll probably take about 3 to 4 minutes. You'll know when they're done. Okay, now we're going to check our mushrooms. Looks nice. We're gonna go ahead and add in our peppers and our carrots and our celery. And we'll go ahead and add everything else in actually. Our cauliflower. And give this a stir. Remember, everything is already cooked off, so you don't really have to cook it anymore. You're just bringing everything up to temp. And then we're gonna add in our chicken and then our seasonings after this, which is our amino acids, a little sesame oil, and organic soy sauce. Next, we're gonna add in our pulled chicken. I went ahead and shredded that off camera. Let me just bring this up to temp. So with our water simmering for our poached eggs, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of vinegar to it. I have white wine vinegar. Go ahead and use distilled vinegar. Anything light colored, it will not change the taste or the color of the water. So all you need is a little bit of a slight splash. Another trick for your eggs not to disperse is to go ahead and swirl around your water and try to drop your egg into that circle, which you just made. After about a minute or so, I went ahead and pulled the eggs out and put it on a plate and set it aside. Now we're ready to serve. Go ahead and garnish with 1 egg. A little bit of our spring onion that we've left in the ice water, so it's curled up. And then a little bit of black sesame and regular sesame seeds. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us on this episode of Garden to Table Bliss. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit like at the bottom and comment, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Take care.